Hello, little bees. Welcome to Bellybees Bedtime Radio. Tonight, I want to tell you a sleepy story. A story about a little sheep named Lumi. A story filled with fireflies, moonlight, and gentle dreams. So snuggle into your blankets, get comfortable, take a slow breath in, and slowly breathe out. Wonderful. Let's begin. In Willow Hollow Meadows, the day was coming to an end. The golden sun had slipped behind the hills. The birds were finishing their evening songs, and a cool breeze danced through the tall grass. Lumi, the sheep, stood outside her little cottage. She loved this time of day. Everything felt quieter, softer, sleepier. The meadow seemed to yawn before bedtime. Lumi looked up at the sky. The first stars were beginning to appear. Tiny lights twinkled far above. "Good evening," Lumi whispered to the stars. The stars twinkled back. At first, Lumi liked to imagine they did. She smiled. Then she noticed something glowing near the grass. A tiny flash of light. Blink, blink, blink. A firefly. Then another. Blink, blink, blink. And another. Soon, dozens of little fireflies floated through the meadow, like tiny lanterns dancing in the evening air. Lumi watched them carefully. The fireflies never seemed to rush. They moved slowly, peacefully, as if they knew a secret about being calm, a secret about being still, a secret about bedtime. Lumi began following them, not because she was in a hurry, but because she was curious. The fireflies floated over a little hill, past a patch of buttercups, past a sleepy pond. The pond was so still that it reflected the moon like a giant mirror. The fireflies danced above the water. Their tiny lights reflected on the surface. Everything looked magical. Everything looked peaceful. Lumi sat beside the pond. The cool grass tickled her paws. The evening breeze brushed softly against her wool. The fireflies drifted around her. Blink, blink, blink. Lumi took a slow breath in and slowly breathed out. The fireflies continued floating. One of them seemed worried. None of them seemed rushed. They simply glowed and drifted and rested. Lumi wondered if she could be like that too. So she took another slow breath and another. Her shoulders relaxed. Her body felt calm. The meadow felt calm. Even the pond seemed calm. Everything around her felt peaceful. The moon rose higher into the sky. The silver light spilled across the grass. The fireflies floated upward, higher and higher. Their tiny lights looked like stars that had come down to visit the meadow. Lumi smiled. Then something funny happened. One little firefly landed gently on her nose. Lumi crossed her eyes, trying to look at it. The firefly blinked once, twice, 3 times, then lifted back into the air. Lumi giggled softly. The fireflies seemed pleased. Soon all the fireflies gathered together. They formed a glowing circle above the meadow. Round and round they drifted. slowly, quietly, like a bedtime dance. Lumi watched the glowing lights. Her eyelids began to feel heavy. The warm day was over. The quiet night had arrived, and Willow Hollow Meadows was getting ready for sleep. The fireflies seemed to know. One by one, they drifted toward the tall grass. One by one, their lights became softer, dimmer, sleepier, until the meadow was filled with tiny glowing lights resting among the flowers. Lumi stood up. She stretched, she yawned, and she knew it was time to head home. The walk back to her cottage felt peaceful. The stars twinkled overhead. The moon watched from above. The breeze whispered through the grass, and everything felt exactly as it should. When Lumi reached her cottage, she climbed into bed. She pulled her blanket to her chin and looked out the window. Far away in the meadow, she could still see the sleepy fireflies glowing softly. Blink, blink, blink. Lumi smiled. Then she closed her eyes and drifted into sweet dreams. Dreams filled with stars. Dreams filled with meadows. Dreams filled with dancing fireflies. And as you rest beneath your blankets tonight, imagine those sleepy fireflies floating nearby, glowing softly, watching over the meadow, watching over the night, helping everything feel calm, helping everything feel peaceful, helping everything feel sleepy. Take one final slow breath in and slowly breathe out. Good night, little Bellybees. Sleep well, dream sweet dreams, and perhaps tonight you'll meet Lumi and the sleepy fireflies in your dreams. Good night.